I know better. Locked in my head, romanticizing forever. Last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? My God, don't we look good together? I should be running away, but so what, whatever. Oh, last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you?
Hello everyone, it's Kathy Zilski. Welcome back to my channel and my studio and my unscheduled, what was scheduled, but my not normal live stream time. Today I just wanted to go live because of a few things. Number one, Simon Says Stamp has a new release and I have a bunch of products in this release. Sometimes I have a lot, sometimes I have a few, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. And so I wanted to share the releases with you and hopefully make a quick card. We shall see. Also, they're not doing a live at Simon Says Stamp today, so I thought I would do that. And the reason I'm going early is because I like to eat lunch and watch Gina K on Thursdays. So, I know not everybody, can do that. I saw a couple of you though during work, and I appreciate that because I'm working too. So, you know how it all shakes out. But yes, let's not waste time. It's new release day. The In My Heart release is out. And like I said, I have a bunch of things, so let's get right to it. We are going to start with the thing. I shouldn't be this excited. I've already been showing this to you, but my rule of thirds, A2 transparency. You've seen me use something like this. I use it to teach design, and I also use it because sometimes when I'm looking at a card, let's bring this one in because I'm going to talk about these products. I can lay over the grid and talk about the composition and the design. I have a video on the Simon Says Stamp channel. It's short, it's like 5 minutes long, and it's linked in my description today. Also, Beth is here today. I think Emma is doing something else that's very fun, but there's a link in my description to the video that's just sort of an overview of this. Now, I will say right now I only have the A2 because this is a very easy to package size. I have had some requests for 5x7 or minis. We shall see. We'll see how these do. And I'm keeping mine in one of these little pockets that is, I love these pockets. I usually keep my sentiment strips in pockets like this, but this will be nice for just keeping this nice, if that makes sense. I like to say nice a lot. That's A2 rule of thirds. So I'm very excited about it. Now, the reason I'm showing this card is this trio, which is the Clover Shaker bundle. It was released in between last month's release and this month's release, but it's still part of the release. And so I had posted this little shaker card on Instagram. I didn't do a video for it or anything like that, but that is part of this bundle. Now, of course, St. Patty's Day has come and gone, but Clover Shaker, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely Irish themed here, but sending love and luck, shake for luck, lucky you, good luck, sending luck your way. You could still do it. And there are coordinating dies that cut out all of the things in this little tiny 3x4 set. This little die can also be purchased separately, so I used it to make a shaker window. You can cut out the shape, you can make floating clovers, you just kind of do you. But anyway, that is, well, that's what the clover shaker sentiments are. Now, I do have a pinned comment in the chat, and that is a link to the supplies that I'm showing you today. I can't close this, so I'm going to move this, but I will put this over here. And we will move on to the next release. So, the next release that I have is called Thanks Mom. And this is a new, well, you know what? I'm going to get this out. This is a new stamp set for moms. And I have gone ahead, a la how they do it at Simon. I think this is so smart. Just to show you all of the greetings, we have Thanks Mom Big, Thanks Mom Small, Best Mom Ever, You Are Literally the Best. The small greetings are, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Thank you for your loving example. Happy Mother's Day. Enjoy. And then this really small, where's my pointer? This really small, your day. So you could layer those together. Enjoy your day. There's room to pop that there. And love you, Mama. And then grateful for you. And again, those fonts are both kind of big and swoopy, and I thought it would look very cute. So thank you for joining me today. And yes, my back is feeling better, though I did have to take a little more Advil today. So we're getting there. We're working on it. Here I have smaller Love You Mom, Love You Mum, because we don't all call mom and love you mama. So that's the stamp set, and I hope to be making some cards with this soon. I was a little behind on some of my designs because there's just, well, there's a lot of things happening. So that's that. Speaking of moms, I have something to show you. Okay, you go there. So I have this new little set called Noted Mother's Day. Now this is part of a series that I have at Simon Says Stamp that I just call the Noted series. And I'm going to show you some of the products this is designed to work with. For some reason, I cannot find where these are in my studio. I'm confessing to you, my organization kind of stinks, but there is a set called Noted Dies. It goes with another stamp set, and there is the Noted tag. So all of these things are actually designed to work with this stamp set as well. So I'll show you one of them that I could find. This is called the Noted Heart. So this is a stamp set. There are only 2 dies because it cuts out Mom Thanks For and the Happy Mother's Day. Now you can make a list, and if I had the tag here, this is a single stamp and it lines up with that list. So if you have any of those and you think, I would love to make some cards for moms, great. And I will show you a card I made this morning, and I'm going to send this to my mama. So I took a little doll pink cardstock. I found, it's that Craft Consortium Vivid paper that I love. And I stamped on my little, so Mom Thanks For is embossed, and then we have our packing those lunches, being a loving example, being the best mom, all that laundry, loving me fiercely, and last but not least is everything. So it's just meant to make lists, and you can work with the Noted series, but we decided to throw in a Mother's Day as well. So that is Noted Mother's Day, coordinates with the other things. I have not taken a photo of this, but I will because I think it's cute. And then I forgot to stamp it on the back because I want my mom to know that I made it. My mom's 92. She's kicking it. Okay. Kicking it like in a good way. Well, that sounded wrong. Okay. Now I will bring in another set. And this was requested by a customer. And a customer said, Kathy, there are times where you have, you've either had a loss or a health issue, and you want to send cards to thank people, especially if you've received a number of flowers or a number of wishes and you want to acknowledge that kindness. That is what this is designed for. I called it bereavement thank yous because that was the best name that seemed to fit with it, but the greetings are as such. Thank you for your kindness during this difficult time. It is appreciated more than you know. Thank you for all your thoughts and prayers during this challenging time. So very grateful for your love and support. Thank you for your love and support. It means the world. Thank you for the flowers. We appreciate you, and I appreciate you. And what I thought with this, because we're not all we's, many of us are just I's, I thought you could just stamp thank you for the flowers and I appreciate you. And if you are an I, you could literally cut that stamp apart and just use the stamp. You wouldn't be able to cut it out as a die combo, but we were just trying to reduce the number of metal pieces that we were putting in the thing. So, and again, this is just that, you're overwhelmed, you want to say thank you, but you don't really have the wherewithal to kind of make that full personal note. You can stamp this, but because there are the coordinating dies, it can also be the front of a card, and then you just write a note on the inside. So that is bereavement thank yous. Okay, but wait, there's more. Okay, so I am going to bring in 2 dies that I'm very excited about. Now, if you watch the Simon reveal that Laura Basson does, and I think she does a tremendous job because there's so much to cover, then you've seen all of these products, but I made 2 more dies in the same funky font style that I had done Sending Warm Hugs, which was last, I want to say December release. Maybe December, and I love this type style so much. I think it is it's fun, it's little retro, but not so retro that it's in your face. This is Missing You, and this is Thank You. And I love both of them. I think they're really fun, and so I'm probably going to work with one of these today for the card that I want to make. Those are the die and shadow layers, and I believe that's all I have. Okay, but that's a lot for me because I don't normally have this many things in a single release. One thing I do want to note too, when you're die cutting these, where is the join? There's one join, I feel like, between the A and the H. You got to be careful because it's delicate. I worked hard to get that to connect, and well, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Okay, those are the releases. And Nina Marie, oh my goodness. In fact, Nina, can you tell me, Nina Marie, this is what I want to use today. Did you design this, Nina Marie? Because I can't remember. I feel like you might have. And for those of you who don't know Nina Marie is in the chat. There she is. There's her sunny face. And you should subscribe to her channel because every time I watch Nina's channel, I want to do exactly what Nina does. She is so creative, and well, I'm lucky that I get to work with her. But I'm going to make a card today with this stencil and use one of my new products. So this is called Friendly Blossoms. Oh, and I see people, Allison and Dana. Hey, ladies. I think this is really cool, and so I did a little yes, she did. Okay, so Nina Marie designed this, and I wanted to make something very simple today to make a card to celebrate the release. Now, we'll say, another maker who I love is Keisha Charles, and she is on the Simon design team, and she made a card, and the colors were so good. She used gray for her greenery. I don't think she has a YouTube channel, but I will add her Instagram to the description so you can follow her. She's a wonderful maker. Also, she has one of the best craft rooms I think I've ever seen in my life. So I am going to use her color palette for my cards. So let me grab some tools. See, I figured, if I'm going live, I gotta make a thing. I have to tell Nina, I'm working on designs for Simon's next. I was working on some today, and I think you will like one of the things that I'm working on. So, okay, we're getting out a thing. Hold on. There we go. Okay. This is the 7x7 craft tacky mat. I use this mat a lot. It's kind of one of my, I think it's one of my go-tos because it's a good size, especially for, if you're doing, I want this side, smaller pieces, because I am not laying this whole thing down. I'm going to do the stenciling on these pieces separately. So if I've already die cut, and if you can see, there's this stencil and die set, and here's what the dies look like. And then, and that kind of shows you how they cut. It has an embossed part to it that kind of presses this design. Nina, you know her room is so dream-worthy. If you've seen it, you know, and you can't unsee it. It's such an amazing craft space. But so let's add some color, and I'm going to use my sticky mat. But when I go to design the card, I'm going to use the stencil to get the leaves down so that I know where everything else goes. And then we'll pick a greeting. So this is layer 1, and we have etching on the stencil. So it says top flower, right flower, left flower, center. Now you can do this all together at once and just line them up so that you can do a flat design, but I'm just doing, I'm just doing a little guy like this. So all I'm going to do is line up my stencil right over the die cut. And it takes me a minute here. Let me just bend you down. Now, normally when I'm not live, I take way longer to do these types of things, but I want it to be on there, right on the money. About like that. I think that's close enough. Okay, and we're gonna, oh, I just rubbed too hard. We were gonna seal in the goodness. Okay, we're gonna bend that back down. It's gonna work. So let me get some inks because I'm working again with a palette that was inspired by what Keisha did, and I am going to try my best to create a soft blend. So brushes, we need brushes. And I pushed so hard on that I'm gonna have to hold it down. Here's a little hot tip. And I saw someone, last night I was watching my friend JC Gaspar. He was live, and I love watching him live because I think he has the most soothing voice in all the land. And he was talking about, if you ever have a stencil piece that you kind of maybe got a little like overexcited like I did when I was rubbing it down, you can always just hold down those little pieces with a craft pick. I used to use pixie spray. I don't love that anymore because I feel like it's a great product for holding things in place, but I don't love it. So I stopped using it. But all I'm going to do is add a layer of pink. I am going to hold some of these elements down, just blend on to my flower. And I'm going to try to keep this carnation color darker at the base and then kind of fade it out. And I could actually use a smaller brush, but I think I just want it to be nice and light. And here's the thing, even though this has all these little pointy, little spiky friends, you just go very slowly and gently in small circles over so you don't get too much going on. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh, see, I went under there, that's okay. Holding it down, and I bent the crap out of that. I'm gonna have to, there we go, okay. Also tapping some off because I don't want to get this blotchy, but we're gonna bring it in like that. And I can blend right over this. So you can put that, the craft pick in and you're good to go. And that's gonna kind of sweep in from the edges a little. Let's get you here. You know what, I'm gonna get a smaller brush. Hold on here. I need to clean this a little. Oh, I can't find any of my cloths. Okay, here we go. I'm just rubbing this to get whatever was on there off. That's gonna be better. There we go. Now I can have a smaller, there we go. Sometimes you gotta have the right brush for the job, and a smaller brush can kind of help you get in with some of those little delicate areas and then just lightly blend out. Also, maybe it's because my hair's down. I don't usually do this. It's not really my vibe. Yeah, Kelly, the pixie spray, it's just, I guess if you're planning, you can kind of get it off over time, but I think it's hard. I think it's hard to do. All right, I want this to be a little dreamy. I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. So let's see if I accomplish what I set out to do, okay? And I will be more careful on the next flower. All right, lifting you up. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Just a little soft, a little blendy, and we're gonna put this right there. Now, I am going to take that flower, we're done. Let me clean up here a little. Okay. I am prepared, I promise you that, but all of a sudden I feel like I'm missing things. It's all gonna work. I'm just going to spritz this with a little alcohol and not rub too hard, okay? But we're gonna dab this on, get that clean, okay? And the alcohol just lets it dry super fast. And now let's do the part that goes with, oh, where did I put you? Okay, you have this. Let me look. Cut, cut. I'm sure it's here somewhere. There it is. I'm sure it was there. And now we know. And we are going to say this guy goes here. And is that the one that, let me just see. Yep. I am going to add gray to these. Now this definitely needs to be a smaller brush. Go like that. Haven't used this one in a while. And I'm going to use flannel. This is a really pretty gray. Now I have most of my supplies in the supply list, but I'll add any that I sort of forget to do. All right, so we're adding that. And again, if you're gonna use the die cuts, cutting them out first just makes it easier to add your color. Okay. And go like that and lift. There we go. And that's a little centerpiece for one of the flowers. I don't think it's that one because I think the other one, well, now I'm getting turned around. I think it's this one. Let's just do these while we're here. I'm going to grab this. This is the second stencil. Is it numbered? It's the one with the top flower center. So we'll do this one. We'll get all our little gray centers done at once. All right. I love the discussion of blenders. You know, when I first started making cards, what did I have at first? I had Tim Holtz foam domes, and I was absolutely terrible. And I thought to myself, you're never, ever going to be good at ink blending. And then the makeup style brush came out and life was good and everything changed. And it's funny because, you know, when you start, you see people that are so good with those foams and you think, I'm never going to be any good with them, but you will find the right tool for you, you know? And I think that's our takeaway for today. Find the right tool for you and have fun. Okay. Gonna get right in here and do this little die. Sticky match. And then our centers will be done. Now, I will tell you, the thing that I love so much about the color palette that Keisha did, I never think to use gray in this way. And in fact, last night when I was watching JC do his card for some Ulta New product, he was using gray in a really creative way as well and talking about how using grays for leaves kind of changed his perspective on choosing color. And that's when I realized I'm gonna have a palette for today's card. Okay, those friends can sit there, and now I need to clean this one off because this is going to help me place my leaves. We're going to do that. And we'll wipe you down. And I will set this to the side. So now we'll move on to this piece. So as I'm coming down the card, I want it to be in rainbow order. And so that means my next flower is going to be the orange and my last one is going to be yellow. So I'm going, for all intents and purposes, red, which is my pink, orange, and yellow. The Roy of Roy G. Biv. Okay, now this one, I'm going to be a little less aggressive when I place it down. And let's get you out of the way. I'll move this too. Also, thank you for being here for my 10 o'clock, because this is my 10 o'clock. Sounds like, I don't even know what it sounds like. I don't go live in the mornings very often, but what's nice is I can have coffee. I can do things like that. Okay, press flat. Now, the last time when I did this, I started going like that. Don't go like that. There's little pieces. But now this piece, I want that softness to come, I guess, kind of from here out, like darker in the center and then, yeah, okay. But do I want to use a larger brush? I don't think so. I think we're going with the smaller brushes, and I forgot to add those to my supply list, but well, that's what we're going to do today. Keisha's Instagram name. Oh, I do. I think it's not Keisha. I think she goes by, hang on here, I'll tell you. I'm looking it up. Keisha at the Paper Mint. Oh, thank you. Beth, you're so good, at the Paper Mint, because I think she calls her studio the Paper Mint, and with good reason. It's amazing. Okay. Also, I need to remember to do this, but my live streams are always powered by black coffee from a roaster in Michigan, and I put the link in the description, and it's right to the one I use. This is not sponsored. I pay about $130 every 6 weeks for my coffee. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. I just wanted to be clear, not sponsored. They're good people. They're Dan's former colleagues from his many years working in the coffee industry. Okay, so now that's going to hold in quite nicely. I'm just going to start in the center, get a little darkness, tap some off because now I don't want it to be too. And then we're just going to build some of that out. And the nice thing is too, this is going to soften and dry back beautifully. I love these inks. They end up looking almost like airbrushed when all is said and done. And this smaller brush too, as long as you go light with a light hand, you're not going to get too far under the parts that are pronging out, okay? So, coffee roaster. It is M-36. If you live in Ann Arbor, Michigan, you can go into their store because I believe they're on State Street. And the only reason I know about State Street is my husband, Dan, who has now been an elementary school teacher for almost a decade, left the coffee industry to become a teacher, and he had worked with this company for 30 years. Not this company, they had a different name. And see, I'm just holding that little frondy piece down. It's not a frond, you know what I mean. So I've been to Ann Arbor a few times and had a good time there in Ann Arbor. All right, see, we're just keeping it dark. And, even if you leave some light places where you put no ink, I am kind of sweeping everything, but you can have it go all the way to white on your cardstock. I think that is a cool thing to do. And I'm just going to sweep in a little. Again, they're flowers. This is not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be a little flower. So we're sweeping. Maybe that one has a little more, like that. That one, like that. All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to do on that one. All right. Yes, coffee. Now, I don't know how many of you joined me live yesterday for my usual live, where I made a funky card and channeled my inner Tim Holtz and felt really proud. But I was talking about smoking because yesterday was yesterday? Yeah. The day before was my 20-year anniversary of quitting smoking. And funny story, which I've told this story before, but forgive me, they come in waves. I didn't drink regular coffee, not regularly, when I was a smoker. I drank General Foods International Café Français, the Café Français, because that was my favorite. And when I quit smoking, I needed something to replace my smoking habit. So I picked up black coffee, and I've never looked back. So the joy of black coffee has been mine for 20 years. And I don't even have a fancy coffee pot either. I have a crappy coffee pot from Costco. I need like a fancy one. Like I need to invest, but every year or every time this one breaks, I just go back and get the one from Costco because I'm like, it's fine. It's good enough. Okay, so, but yeah, that's my anniversary. And to me, it's a big deal. So, and I know people who still smoke, and I love them dearly. And I just tell them, you know, if you want to quit, you quit. If you don't want to quit, you don't quit. You're not going to smoke in my house or my car. But I do not judge, because judgment is a waste of time. All right, let's get this guy going, because we're going in with my favorite yellow from Simon Says Stamp, and that is butter. And my butter pad probably needs to be inked, but we're going to see how we do here, and we're going to have a little more coffee. Okay, now, but be sure to check out the release today. You know, there's lots of goodness. And another thing, which you all know, but just a reminder, we have so many designers that will make cards and share their samples. Oh, there's plenty of ink on here. Okay, good. It's not as dry as I thought it was. And there's lots of ideas on every product page so that you can be inspired by, you know, what's in the shop and how we're using things. And yeah, it's really fun to see that. I just I didn't get any samples done. So I need to be working on some of that this week. Time. All right. Oh yeah, and it was my birthday too, as some of you may know. So I kind of, I took a little time off for my birthday that normally I would have been working, because I have two best friends. One of them is my lifelong bestie, and she decided to come and surprise me, and I was shocked. So we just ended up hanging out, and I wasn't working. And so see, I'm just kind of swiping on those little detail parts in the opposite direction. But honestly, you don't need to worry about doing the whole thing. Oh, I do love, oh, your husband bought you a beetle for quitting? My husband patted me on the back and said, it'll get easier. Great. Do you know, here's another story about Dan. You know, I tell stories when I make cards because I don't get out much, but yeah, I think that looks great. Dan was a smoker when I met him, and we bought this house in 1993. That's when we bought this old house. Gosh. And got a great deal on it because it was kind of it wasn't a fixer-upper per se, but it looked like it was the set of a 1970s sitcom, put it that way. And we move into the house, and we're getting settled in, and there was a front porch, like a screened-in porch in front of the house, and I decided that's where I'll smoke. I put my couch out there, an old couch from my time when I lived in Texas, and that was where I smoked. About 2 weeks into living in the house, I said to Dan at one point, I'm like, you gonna come out and have a smoke with me? And he just looked at me, and I'm like, would you quit? And he goes, it took you long enough to notice. Well, that was one of many fights we had in our marriage, because I was pissed. I was like, what? You didn't tell me? Oh my gosh, it was a whole thing. Anyway, he didn't tell me that he quit. And I felt really abandoned and alone. And so he quit all those years ago. And that's my story. I've told it before, but it never gets old to me that he quit and I didn't even notice. Okay. Now, before I do the next blending, I need to get some cardstock. Let me see. Oh, I have some. Okay. Funny thing is about Dan, though, he's the kind of guy who he will occasionally, like, if the guys are out having a cigar, he can have a cigar, which happens sometimes, and I absolutely hate that. But if he's out with people who smoke, he can have a cigarette, and that's no big deal. Me? I tell you what, if I took one puff, it would be awful, horrible, and I would feel sick. And then the next day I'd be like, let's go to this corner market. I got a pack of smokes waiting with my name on them, so I know better than that. Okay. Now, because I want this to be a one layer, not a one layer, but I want my note card to be my base. So let's move our cute little florals. Oh, thank you, Fern, for the super chat. And yes, enjoy your rule of thirds transparency, because I will be enjoying mine and I will be using it at the end of this video to show you what happens and does this work. Okay, I'm going to move this over just a bit. Now, see where my little line is? I'm going to put some tape over this just so I can visualize it. Well, not tape, but Post-it note. All right. Oh, yes, and speaking of the coffee, I buy whole bean and just grind it myself. I've got a really crappy grinder, again, that I've had for years. Oh, Elizabeth Walker. Yeah, so my friend who smokes, she was here. And I asked her, I'm like, well, how much are cigarettes in Minnesota? They're $14.95. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And the thing is, if I were still smoking, you know that would become a priority for me. So, all right, I'm very glad. So here's what I'm going to do. See how this fits right here onto the front of the card. This is going to frame out perfectly, but I do need to tack it down with some tape so it doesn't move. Yeah, I would be back at it, because every single time that I quit smoking, I quit to have babies. That was a no-brainer. There was no, that was way too much tape. But that was like, yep, I quit, no problem at all. As soon as I was done nursing my babies, something would happen, and I'd be like, oh, I'll have one. And it didn't work. So let it be. Yeah, that's per pack, Maggie. That's per pack. When I quit smoking, it was $4.25 a pack. And I smoked a pack a day for like 25 years. So I don't even, again, I'm not perfect, people, but I have some things that I'm doing better than I did before. Okay, so I'm going to get my big gray brush, my soft brush, and our leaves are going to be gray. Gray. Would have never thought of this, but this is going to be so cool. Kay Andrews, I remember being in high school, and I remember them being 25 cents a pack at the corner market right on Silver Lake in Everett, Washington. You would drive around the corner of the lake, like I can't remember, was it the north side of the lake? And there was a little red market there, and yeah, 25 cents. And yeah, everyone smoked back then. Now, I mean, people vape. That is one thing. I know people who do. But yeah, I also quit cold turkey. That was the only way. They just thought, you know what, I'm either going to do this or I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do my best. And that's what we did. Now, I'm not too, well, you know what? I'm an overadheser. So I'm going to tear this, cover that, and cover that. I don't want to shift and do something that isn't going to work. So I'm going to take my flannel, all right, and tap it. And also, I mean, I know there are probably people who are watching and who are smokers, or if it's hard. And yeah, no judgment, man. No judgment. All right, we're gonna, boy, I am so close to the edge on this. This is why I get Post-it notes at Costco. I do not want to get anything on the edge, so I'm just gonna put that down and blend out these leaves. Now they're going to be soft, because this flannel is a really nice gray. I don't think it's too cool or too warm. It looks more cool right now to my eye, but it feels warmer. It's cool. Both figuratively and physically, it leans more cool. Yeah, you could buy a small stamp and die set. There's so many things, right? Okay. I want it to be light, but not so light that you can't see it. I want it to kind of tie in with those centers. All right. Just blending it out. Don't even really need to re-ink it a whole lot. Just kind of letting that ink do its thing in the paper. Pick it up off there. And like that. That should be good. All right. It's just going to be very soft and subtle. You will stay here because I will be using these. And then I'll just use the little leaf detail that's on the other stencil. And I'll put you here so I can save some of these. Oh my gosh, Michelle, my mom was not a smoker or a drinker. My dad smoked, but he quit. He likes to say, "Oh, I quit before you guys were born." I'm like, "Yeah, I used to steal your smokes when I was in high school. So no, you didn't." But yeah, some of my friends, their moms would send them to get cigarettes, and all you needed was a note. Oh, Kelly, how do I? That's a good question. I'm going to tell you this. My camera is mounted on the ceiling. It's not mounted on my desk, and my desk is made of maple and steel. It is the heaviest desk you will ever see in your life. I've had it for, boy, I don't even know how many years now. This used to be just my work desk, and it is perfect for this sort of thing. Although sometimes my camera will shake if something is vibrating in the house, and I've noticed that lately. But yes, ceiling mount, get it away from your table. Oh, this is, let's see, let's get it lined up correctly. So see, now if I line this up with the card, you can see it's designed to do just that, but we are going to do more masking because here, I don't want you to get in the way. Yeah, oh boy. Creative Post-it noting. That's what we're doing today. There we go. We're draping and Yes, my camera's on my ceiling, which is great. What I wish I had, and this may happen, and it may happen this year, I may hire an electrician to go into my attic and add a wiring right above my studio because everything I have comes down and it looks like the cable management, let's just say it's not my strong suit, but it all comes down, and I would like to do that. It's the year of getting things done around this house. All right, now I will use my smaller brush for this little part, and we're just going to add the detail to the leaves. I'm going to cover that up like that. Just going to bring them alive a little. And then we can start to assemble the card. And then I have to pick a greeting. And then I have to take pictures, and then I have to edit a video for tomorrow because Simon Says Stamp is having a blog hop. Oh, I did not hear the sonic boom, but I don't know if I would have because I have new windows. I think I'm far enough away from Ohio here in Minnesota that I did not hear it. But man, I watched footage of it and was listening to some of the booms, and that is just... that's pretty crazy. Okay, so that is the leaves. All right, we're taking these out. Lifting. Hello, Amrita. How many cameras do I have? Like in this room? So when I'm live, I have the one up top. I have this one. I have this guy. That's literally a webcam from Elgato, the same people that make the Stream Deck, right? And then I have a foot pedal that does the camera switching. That's pretty cool. I have a big camera that I take photos of my cards with because here's the thing. I know that iPhones are really magical, or smartphones, whatever you want to call them. But I cannot, for the life of me, take a decent photo of my finished cards to share as part of my videos or on Instagram. I cannot take them with my phone. So I have a big old camera, digital, but it's a Canon 5D Mark II with a nice lens, one good lens, a 28-70 L series lens, and that's what I use to take pictures. And then I have another camera, and then I have two more Canon that I hated, so I stopped using them. It's a lot. Listen, I'll come up with any reason to buy new technology, but it works now, and it only took 8 years to figure it all out, so I feel pretty good about that. Okay, isn't that pretty? I know, right now it just looks like, what are we doing here? But, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to fold you down. Yeah, let's get that there. And I want that to be lined up, so I'm going to press, get it pressed. while we're here, I'll stamp on the back. Well, thank you, Kelly. I don't take, my camera that I shoot photos with has never been cleaned or serviced. It needs some help. It's just very old, but it does the job. It's not the camera, it's the lens, I swear. Lenses make more difference than the cameras themselves. That's my opinion. I can't back it up because I'm not an expert, but all right, we're going to tape this closed and bring this down. Now, what I would like to do is first, I want to get the centers put into the cards so that I don't have to think about that, because I'm going to use some foam tape here to let you go here, right in, right there. Turn it, lock it, right about there. And you're here. So you can just add your centers. Now, of course, if you were not using the dies, right, you could just cut it out. I wonder how similar this is going to be to Keisha's finished card. Probably very, very, all right. And I'm going to put you right on the edge like that. So let's get our glue and add these pieces. Where are my tweezers? Okay, let's just get some tweezers. My tweezers, and I don't know how many of you experience this tweezer phenomenon, they get very gluey because of all the, I want this to be in a bit so it's got that little edge. There we go. Because of all the glue that gets on my things and, the things with the deal. All right. Okay, you're gonna, well, now I think, no, I do want that edge to show. Okay, we'll get this guy in. The thing is, so the reason these colors are going to look good together is they are analogous, right? They follow on the color wheel. I love this palette for so many things, like pinks into oranges into yellows. If you kept going, you'd make a rainbow. Oftentimes, I do pink instead of red, although red would have looked very cool with this too, but I just love the softness of pink. Now, let's see, which way does it go? I'm getting it. I'm turning it. I'm looking. No. Yeah. Let me look at the picture. Sometimes I have to turn it a little and look at, that's the big one there. Oh, I think that's it. Okay. I'm going to like that and pop that in. All right. Oh, so the way I clean them is not great. Okay, it's not great. If you do what I do, you're going to put on a mask. Okay, some of us do still have masks laying around. You're going to put a N95 mask on, and you can use a product. I will show you. Oh, I know you're here somewhere. Here we go. I never use this without a mask on, but this is Undo. They carry it in the Simon Says Stamp shop, I'm pretty sure. It's been banned in like California. Like you can't even buy this there. It's very toxic if swallowed or inhaled. So that's the worst case scenario. You just kind of drizzle it all over, let it soak and wipe it off. The other way to clean that is safer, alcohol. I will get my towel out and I will just start spritzing the alcohol and then rubbing the tips to get the glue off. So I would say try alcohol. It works great. Don't use that stuff. We used to take photos out of old albums. Do you remember the albums that had they called magnetic, but they weren't magnetic? And that stuff, I didn't realize when I was removing things how toxic it all was. Okay, so this friend is going to be up here. Now, here's what I can't decide though. Do I want to get, turn it? It's a puzzle. It's just so cool. Now, I could glue this directly on, or I could cut a couple layers and double up the layers. Now, part of me is thinking, I don't really, well, do I want to do foam? Or do I want to just double up the die cuts? If I do, I'd have to cut more things out. So let's think about this for a second. Oh yes, Goo Gone. I have some of that too. It's very slimy. I love that stuff. Okay, So isn't that pretty? Again, Keisha, you had a great idea, and I stole that. And Keisha also used one of my dies, so I think what I might do, let me see. You know, I'm torn. Let me see. Like, this could be a nice Mother's Day stamp as well. Like, instead of doing a die, what if I turn this into a Mother's Day card? And I got a couple. Let me get some more layers of this cut out. Yep, we got you. Because I think rather than, gosh, no, I'm going to pop it. All right, hold on. I was hoping this would be a nice short live. I will be absolutely done by the time Gina is live. And again, thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to pop it up. Because when you pop it up, where did my foam squares go? Come here. When you pop it up, you can put liquid glue on and everybody will be happy. And by everyone, I mean me. So this might be a little tedious. And there's my hair. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to fill in little areas with foam squares. Best of our ability, kind of get them on the edges there. That's my hair. We'll take my hair out of the project. Oh, thank you so much, Kim, for the super chat. Coffee on you. I'll take it. My coffee budget. You know, Dan used to buy the coffee when he worked at the coffee company, and I never realized how expensive it was. And now that task falls to me, and I feel like he's like, see, I'm getting back at you for all those years. Granted, we are married and we do share finances, but I just never knew coffee was expensive. All right. There we go. Sandy, do we often need things? I mean, honestly, I am very fortunate that I work for Simon Says Stamp, and I have worked for Simon since 2017, and they have been a wonderful company to work with. They're just good people, salt of the earth people. And so I'm very lucky that I get these products sent to me, and I don't even have the time of day to play with everything that is sent. But let me tell you, it's good stuff. So see, we're going to glue that on, and because it's going to have that elevation, right, we're going to get that shadow. And yes, you could do this without foam. You could double things up. I like to cut small pieces and just leave them right on my mat. I mean on the, you know what I'm trying to say, on the sheet. And we'll get these on. I probably could have done stuff in advance, but honestly, I mean, I knew what I wanted to try. I just didn't know how it was going to work. And now I feel pretty confident. Okay. Thank you, Nina. Even though, Nina, sometimes I mess things up on my packaging. So one of the things that goes into product design, like you can come up with a product design and that's great, but then you have to know how to do the other things. Like you have to know how to make that file in Illustrator. You have to set up the packaging so that we can get things printed and made so that when you get something, it has been packaged. And I tell you what, the minutia of that sometimes is not my strong suit, but we have a very robust team. We all check each other's work to make sure that what comes to you has been looked at by several pairs of eyes. And, well, it gives you more confidence when you are getting ready to send something out into the world. All right, there we go. See, yeah, I made you a thank you. I made you a mama. I don't know, but we're gonna give it a try. All right, you're a little more solid. So that's a lot of foam. But I'm an over-adheser. I need to make that shirt. That is a shirt that I would actually wear because I could wear it to the store and no one would know what the heck I was talking about. And sometimes those are the best kind of shirts. All right, okay. Here we go. Now, I am not giving this card away today, I'm sorry to say, because I think this one I will turn into a thank you. That way I could send it into the office at Simon Says Stamp. So that's the basic look. Now, let's get these guys off. We'll add our liquid glue, and then we'll create the basic design. So what's cool about this is, yeah, the stencil, if you're doing this on a panel, it's going to be all lined up for you on an A2. Oh gosh, the gnats are back. On an A2 panel, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. US A2, that is. And I think it would be very cool to do this just as a flat design. But again, this is not a hard thing to piece together because there's only 3 die cut pieces that are the base pieces. So, and if you do this, all you need, I'm just throwing these little pieces all on the floor. It's going to be a mess. You're just going to put a little glue on, and that way you get that little bit of float time. Thank you, Nina. I saw your comment. Okay. I'm focusing so hard on trying to finish this that I haven't been looking up at the comments. But a little dab will do ya. But this is what makes the difference for me to place these types of things down. Let's find a spot, and then all you have to do is kind of get it lined up, look at the top, and it will fit right in, basically, even if, oh, see, that's what happens when you have glue. Even if it's not perfect, it's straight enough, and it nestles right in like that and press. So I'm going to take my little brick and just give that a little rest. And then I guess we could probably try to do these both at the same time. But that's how we're doing it. Easy peasy. Amrita, this is, okay, so it's a stencil set, and then there are, I think, 6 dies, because the dies cut out the stenciled images plus the insides, the little guys like that. I mean, you could also stencil those yourself. You wouldn't, well, let's see, now I'm getting turned, come on now. Wait, I can't. Okay, that's in the corner. Whew, that's close. So yes, and it's you can get it as a set. We love sets. Okay. Someone had posted way early in the chat. They said, "I loved your stencil, Kathy." Nope, Kathy doesn't do a lot of stencils. My brain doesn't work that way. I don't know why. That is not an area where I feel like I have a lot of. I can make basic shape stencils, but I don't really do. Let's get that nicely turned in. I want to kind of tack this into place. I think that's going to be good right there. And then I'm just gonna wedge you in right about there. This is kind of wonky, so the nice thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I could use the stencil to place this too. I didn't even think of that, but again, going with the flow. Going with the flow. The thing is, I mean, the reason it's great to look at things that are done, samples in the Simon store, is because you might look at a product and think, well, what would you do with that? But then you see what other designers, card designers, who are much smarter than I, will come up with and do. And it just makes you look at products in a whole different light. So that's one of my favorite things to do on release day, is to go look at the new release, and then I look at what everyone has contributed, the people who get advanced copies of the product, because you're going to see a lot of things. And that's why Heidi's lives are so inspiring too, because she's going to show us many things. So I just figured I'll go live today and show a few, and then be done before noon. Then I can have lunch on time. That is very exciting. So again, just that little dab of glue, little dab will do ya. And I'm going to place that in, get it lined up. It can overlap a little. It's going to wedge right in like that. And I just think the feel of this is so funky and cool. And again, that liquid glue is going to give me a second to kind of just play with my margins. But isn't that pretty? Again, Keisha. Let me see if I can find, I wonder if she posted it, and I'll show you. Leanne wants to know, when I design my sets, do I make prototypes? Well, here's what I do, and I can only speak for myself. I print things out, and it depends on what it is. Like if it's a die, I know the die is going to work. I've done it long enough. But if it's a stamp set, I print, I color. I'm working on something right now that probably won't be out until September. But hold on, I'm going to find this. And I print them out and color them, and I to see if it's the right size. So yes, that's my version of a prototype. Okay, I can't find this. Hold on. I want to see how close I am. There it is. Okay, let's go to, oh, she hasn't posted it, or has she? Nope. So I don't know. Maybe Keisha's got something coming up later, but keep an eye out. I'm gonna link to it as soon as I see it. Okay. So I was gonna stamp, but you know what? Instead, I'm going to do, come here, where are my dies? Did I lose you? I'm looking over here. Looking over here. Kathy Z, where did you put your products? Where did they go? Hold on here. We're gonna find them. I need dies. Okay, they've literally disappeared on my desk. Let me think about this. I'm gonna put glue in here, and we're gonna talk amongst ourselves while we find. Well, maybe I won't be able to do this. You know what? I don't know where my dies went. That is crazy. Oh, they're on the floor. So here's what I just had a thought. What if I think not this one, but I think that would be very pretty just like that. But I also think it would be pretty to do, and I will do some silver embossing if I do, to do an enjoy your day. Boy, I'm torn. Because that's one way you can get a little more out of a Mother's Day set. Maybe I'll do both. Hold on. Cardstock. Do I have more? I do. I'm going to cut myself a little more here and show you what I'm thinking. Oh, let's get a solid. There we go. Oh, I do have a merch shop. It's very small. You can get a Boop mug and be careful in the dishwasher. I had one fade and I had to buy another one. And I have shirts. And I bought these Boop shirts and I thought they were going to be great. But they're a little tight. They're a little tight on my chest. And I don't know how I feel about having something that says Boop. Looks like it could say boob on my chest. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So I'm going to cut a couple things here, and we're going to do that. And I'm going to cut the word thank you. Let me do this, though, out of some matte silver cardstock. And I should have some somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I have some matte silver. I have these big pockets too that I keep things in, and this I don't need a ton, so let's go here and let's be frugal with our metallic cardstock. Okay, I'm going to get these lined up and cut these. Oh, but you know what? So here's the thing. When I'm cutting metallic cardstock with this machine, which is the Anna Griffin Impress, what I like to do is actually set up my sandwich like this. I will take this and put it on the bottom plate, okay? Just because the poke holes will show up less when you are cutting into a hard plate as opposed to this magnetic mat. But you got to be careful and just make sure you drop it down and keep it in place. Then I use my shim. Then I use my top plate, pick it up, and we'll run it through. Come back and pick you up. The thank you is in 2 pieces, okay? So it's see how pretty this is gonna. Here's the thing. Normally I would do gold when I do warm colors, but for some reason I feel like, hold on. Oh my goodness. I don't know what got into my nose there. I feel like, let me take you out. The silver would be prettier. Now I could pop this up. I don't know if I don't know. Just, you know, bear with me. Bear with me. All right. So this could be really pretty. Just sort of shifted. Oh yeah. I just love the silver. Okay. Let me cut another layer of the white cardstock. And same sandwich. Oh, let me get the centers out though. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I just want it to have a little elevation like that. You go in here. I don't think I'm going to do a double, thank you. I don't think I'm going to do a double shadow layer, just the text. Alrighty, now I'll glue these together. I really like this look. I don't think I'm going to stamp and emboss, even though I do think that the Enjoy Your Day would be a really cute generic card. So I'm going to file that away because I have more cards to make. Not today, not for the live here, but I got more I got to do, and I will work on that. Okay. So let's get our glue mats. Now all this is a piece of Tim Holtz media grip mat that I cut into pieces thanks to one of you gave me the idea once and said, Kathy, why don't we just use the grip mat for this? And I'm like, that is so stinking smart. And I want to put these down first rather than, like, I'm going to build up from the shadow layer. So I'm going to do that. Also, thank you for stopping by, Andrea. Saw you leaving. People are going. People are coming. I know it's a weird time of day, and I just got glue all over the front of that. And, you know, it's morning. I just had to do it. We're adding our glue. My glue looks really mucky right now. So what I like to do is keep a tissue handy for blowing my nose and wiping off the tip. Dual purpose. And then I'm gonna build up from from this shadow layer up, because it's pretty easy to space it and see where it needs to be. Now you could make this thicker. Yeah, I did make my die cut machine look so crazy yesterday, but I fixed it. It's, you know, the light. There was so much light in my office yesterday because we got basically a foot of snow, and that is what happens in Minnesota in the spring. And now it's all starting to melt today, but it makes everything really bright. It's very nice for taking pictures with natural light, though, which is what I do. I take my pictures downstairs. I have a whole little studio set up, and yeah. Okay, let's do this one. Now, here's what I'm talking about with the poke holes. They're there, but they don't show up as much. And if I use my impress, but I cut into the mat, it's almost like they have it has more give. So it presses through the poke holes more. Now, personally, I don't mind poke holes. It's fine. Like I don't mind the look of it, but I like to minimize it. Yeah, no, Beth, I don't generally I use a clean tissue for my nose. So I'm okay. If I ever glue my nose shut, you'll know what happened. All right, let's put this on to let that just adhere. And I will get a clean tissue. I will turn away and I will blow my nose. Don't look at me, I'm hideous. Okay. All right. I think this is pretty. And again, this is completely inspired by Keisha. You can see her sample card on the product page for this product, because that's what I was looking at. I'm like, oh, those colors. So in that way, I guess I could say I know how to pull that up on my computer, but I don't know how to show you. All right, so we're gonna let that sit like that. Okay. Joanne wants to know, how long have I had my Impress? I've had it, I think I'm going into my 3rd year. I don't have the new one, which I've heard is great. I have no intention to get the new one. And it's a great machine. I just don't like cranking things if I don't have to. I see another question. The video that you are looking for is by Natalie Bowers. She goes by NB Cards, and she has an updated all kinds of videos like that, and that's where I learned that little basting brush technique was from Natalie. She's very creative. I think she has a lot of great ideas. Imelda wants to know if I have plans for creating another rule of thirds overlay. We're going to see how this one does, and if it seems to be doing well, yes. I think one of the primary issues we have is packaging, because the larger, like this is easy to package for all of you because we are able to put it in one of our die packages, which, by the way, if you buy the product, I made a mistake on the packaging and it says steel die 100%. There's no die in there. We fixed that. That was another one of those little brain breaks where I forgot to take that off. It's a packaging issue. So we're trying to figure out, and we'll see if that happens. So it would be very easy to do for other sizes as well. So stay tuned. So I'm just letting this sit for a minute, and I am going to pop up my internet. I'm going to Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to see if I can find what I'm looking for, and I will screenshot it and I will post it for you, because that is one way that I can show you. Okay, her card is beautiful. I'm going to save it to the desktop, and I'm going to pop it up here for you. So I can do hard things. Let's see. Now I'm going to, sorry, I'm trying to find, here is Keisha's card. It is much bolder than mine. Oh, come on, Keisha, I know I can do this. Why are you not letting me? Hold on. It's an image, and here it is. All right. That is Keisha's design. Isn't that beautiful? So hers just has much more of a punch to it, and she brought it in from the edges a little, and I'm just keeping it floating on the side, but she's also using my Missing You. So that was my inspiration, and that's something that I absolutely love about her designs. She just has so much fun with color and just makes such beautiful, beautiful, bold designs. So that was my inspiration for today. Keisha Charles for Simon Says Stamp. Okay, now I will get some more foam because we got to pop it up, and we're almost done. See, no matter what I do, it still takes me time to figure out the card. Now, here's what I'm not sure. I would like this. Okay, here's where... All right, where's my grid? This is where a grid can help you. Now, I want to be able to see leaves. I could put this right in the center, honestly, and that could be really pretty. I'm going to zoom in a little. This is just a little softer, right? And actually, that's not bad. But one of the things I do with these when I'm doing any video for you here on YouTube, I want to talk about design, because I feel like design is the great unsung hero of any craft, because the more you know about design, the more confident you are in the choices that you're making, and the happier you are with the results of your cards. And if I drop this over, see, I kind of like that dead center. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I don't necessarily want this shifted. Initially, I thought, what if I shifted it over here? But no, I mean, and that would work. Like, I could say, we could bring it down and kind of center it right on that little intersecting line. But I feel like I like it in the center. Yeah, Okay, you know, it just feels better here. So what I need to do now is get my foam squares in place, and I'm going to cut them again so they lift it where it needs to be lifted, and we'll get those in. We'll get those in place because I don't want to go straight across with all of them. Okay, so we need one on the K. There. Yep. We need one over on the T, right in there. But honestly, oh, in the center, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put one right onto the note card. Do I want to be down that far? I kind of want to be right about there. So this is going to get covered beautifully. So I'm going to put that right there. So don't be afraid to, oh wait, yep. See, right like that, right? Maybe one in there. Yeah, I need a little sliver. This may or may not work. Hold on. I can take them off if not. All right, like that. Because you don't need too much. You need just the right amount. Okay. Takes time. All right. And we're going to get you off. I'm going to liquid glue these. And I think I will add a little shine to this, perhaps. Okay. Oh, and you. Right on there. Just enough so there's some wiggle room. You are coming in. We are bridging the gap. This is centered, right? Like that. Kind of like that. And I think that's exactly where I want it. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Now I wish that I would have done, I'm going to do this because I can. Kind of wish I would have just stuck a square underneath because I feel like this could use that lift. Yeah, okay. You can do that, you know, you can add, this is a thin foam square, by the way. You can say, I do need a little more right there just to get the right lift, even though I didn't take all of them off. Oh, I really like that. Okay, let's add a few. And again, that liquid glue, it's going to give you that second so you can make sure that you are straight where you want to be. And you know what else does that? No, not that one. I don't know how to use the Pear Blossom Press one. This is the one I know how to use. I have multiples. I think, are we close? I think we could come down just a little like that. Sorry, I'm whispering. I had someone ask me not to whisper because they find it hard to hear. And I promise you this, I'm going to work on not whispering, but I will tell you when I whisper, it is never information that you are going to miss anything on. So I'm working on it. I need a little called, there's one I Sparkle All the Way. Where's my Sparkle All the Way? Ah! Starshine, not that one. Okay. And we're going to add in some boops and then we're done. And then, yeah, I'll take some pictures and, yeah, anyway, thanks for being here today. Again, bonus live for the week. That's kind of fun to do. And I appreciate your viewership. Okay, and then we'll just talk about the design and we'll wrap it up. But where's my wand? And I think here, you know, just a few things to shine. And I love this star shine because it's a very, it's neutral. You can always do a little neutral shine on anything and not worry that it's going to be, but I kind of want it to hang off a little, maybe like that. You're right there. And then we're going to do 5 total. Like to mix up the sizes. That one I don't want. I need a single. Maybe that was the same one. You're here like that. And a small one right up here. So we're just kind of creating a little shine. Nothing too fancy. Okay. Wait, what is slang for hot? Did I miss something? Okay. Oh, I can't keep, I miss being in the chat. That's why I like doing premiere videos. Because, there we go. Boop. When I do a premiere, oh, this is super dirty. Hold on here. Get that glue down and I can actually see what you're chatting about. And I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. I love this. I love how this turned out. I'm going to have to tag Keisha when I share this because her color palette just gave me the vision. And boop. And that is my finished card project for today, for this live stream featuring new releases. I love this thank you. Yeah, I think it's very all-purpose, very generic, useful for a lot of cards. And yeah, you just get that little extra shine. And again, there's not much going on in terms of composition because the core design here, and that's the goal of this, is to talk about composition. This stencil design is the composition. The pieces all come together to form this beautiful whole. Now, yeah, I that's the design for you. So it's well, I guess it's an example of Gestalt theory, right? The whole is greater than the parts. If you took any of those elements away, it wouldn't have felt so unified. Oh, hey, Carly. Hello, sweet friend, you. But yeah, so this is a very unified piece because of the product underpinning. And then we just pop that thank you right in the center, and we let the rest, and the embellishments are actually right in that center column, which kind of a happy accident. So rule of thirds available now to add to your design tools that help you make cards. And there you go. All right, what do I have other than that? I think, not that. There's no free gift today. That was from a live stream. Oh, I need to wash this hair. Anywho, that's my finished card project for today. So again, in the description, there are links to check out our new release. I have a blog post as well, which I have not added yet. So I will be adding that, but you can always find my blog by going to kathyzilski.com. And thank you for being here. The release is fabulous. I will be sharing more cards from this and taking more pictures. And I just thank you for being here today and for supporting my channel. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please become one. And I will see you all back here with, well, I'll have another video for you, a short one, tomorrow. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll see you back here with another card project soon. Bye. Thanks so much for joining me today for my live stream. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a few more videos you might be interested in checking out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.